What up, YouTube? Well, it's your boy Lucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another Raw talk, Raw review. We're going to talk about Raw. Uh, it was a good show. Things I got wrong, I didn't see coming. I talked about yesterday how who I thought was going to the finals, who was going to win. Both of them out the window. Whatever I said, throw it out the garbage because I said it was going to be Jey Uso. First time Matanga, Jey Uso was going to win. And then on the women's side, I said it was going to be Iyo versus Bianca. And Iyo was going to take that W. That ain't happening because both Iyo and Jay lost. So, yeah. But I guess it makes sense a little bit because, a lot of times for the Queen and King of the Ring and stuff like that, they like to be equals with their. Um, they want to be equals a lot. So, like, if somebody from Raw wins the King of the Ring, someone from SmackDown would have to win the Queen of the Ring. Same thing for their Elimination Chamber. Like if they do a women's one for the SmackDown, and they do a men's one for Raw, a SmackDown star would win one, and the Raw one would win the other. Like yeah, I think for like they do it for WrestleMania all the time. Bailey wins the Royal Rumble, so Becky wins the men's Rumble. Well, I guess they did that for the men's, but both SmackDown, and Bailey was on SmackDown, so she chose Iyo, so they had to do a women's one. Cody Rhodes also chose Roman, who was also on SmackDown, so that also makes sense. But that's sometimes it depends. Whatever. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Raw. Uh, the show opens with they like to do their who coming in. I think Iyo was coming in on a cool BMW. They were showing Jey Uso and a whole bunch of other stuff. And the show opened with Sami Zayn, get the crowd live, and he was talking about his opponents, about how not good Chad Gable is, and how bad a human being he was, suplexing somebody, the wife. He was hugging his wife, and he suplexed her out his wife's head. He said, "That's not cool." So he's just mad because I already beat you. And then he said for Brunson Reed, he was like, "Hey, you don't care about me, you don't care about my family, you don't care about Chad's family. You just care about winning this Intercontinental Championship, and it doesn't matter because I'm going to uh, retain anyway." And Chad Gable comes out, and he's berating Sami Zayn. He's berating Maxine, say, you could have been one, but you're not good enough. He's talking about Tozawa's and the stupid dance. He said that Otis the biggest the disappointment. And then Sammy was like, "Man, I got a question." And then Chad was like, "What's your question?" He was like, "It's not to you, it's to the Alpha Academy." He's like, "Why do you keep hanging around with him?" He was like, "He does nothing but tear you guys down and beat you guys up. You don't need him. You need, to follow your own heart. Otis, listen to these people. These people love you." And then Chad was like, "Shut up. No, me and you." So they're going to have the match. It was a great match. The story of the match was pretty much um, uh, Chad Gable wanted like Maxine, the Alpha Academy, to give him a good hit to beat him up while he was down. And when they didn't do it, Sami Zayn would get the upper hand and stuff like that. So the first one was Maxine. He wanted to slap Maxine. He was trying to get the ref. He was trying to tell Maxine to hit him, but she couldn't do it. So he was yelling at her. It got back in, almost got pinned. It goes on the other side, trying to tell Tozawa to do the same thing. Tozawa wouldn't do it. And then Chad Gable did the referee thing to him. It was like, "You two, hey!" He told them to both leave. Then it went on for a little bit longer. And then he was trying to tell Otis to do it, but Otis would not do it, which was good. And then towards the end, last minute distraction, Otis takes out Sammy, and Chad Gable approves, gets the chaos theory for the win. And that's what I said was going to happen. I said that Chad Gable was going to beat Sammy tonight because in the triple threat, Sammy's probably going to be Bronson Reed, and they're going to do that thing. So that was good stuff. Good match. Next up, is they got this Braun Breaker stuff. So they did a lot of stuff for Braun Breaker. He's mad because he's not in the King of Ring. And then when he gets his opponent, it's some guy named something Dixon, Kale Dixon. And then Braun Breaker's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you the disrespect that these people are doing to me? First, he doesn't put me in King of Ring. Now he gives me this. Oh my god!" And he turns around, boom, spear, takes him out everywhere. He's uh, slamming him through barricades, power bottom him through stuff, and then he gets one last spear. He just like runs the ropes, lefty spear for the win, and then he just demolishes him. Uh, Gets a steel chair, pops it over his head while his neck was on the steel steps, and then he's bringing to the ambulance, and Pierce is like, "Bro, what are you doing? What's going on?" He was like, "This is on you." He was on me. He was like, "Yeah, it's on you." He was like, "You're the reason." He was like, "You don't put me in the King of the Ring, and now everybody suffers." That's tough. And I guess I could talk about this now. Backstage, Ilya was doing an interview with one of the ladies that was there, and Ilya was like, "Look, it's cool to lose like to Jey Uso. He's like, no shame losing to the main event, Jey Uso. He's like, this is a different level. He's like, I was in NXT, now we're on the main roster. This is a different level than everything else. So I gotta just push forward." And then Ricochet comes out. It's like, hey, uh, I don't care about none of that. When you beat me, it was a fluke. I want a rematch. And then out of nowhere, Braun spears Ricochet. I guess he was trying to spear Ilya, but Ilya got out the way of spearing Ricochet, which was hilarious. So we're gonna get a Braun Breaker and Ricochet match, which is gonna be fire. And then might get a Braun Breaker and Ilya match, which be fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good stuff. Um, so that was good stuff that happened. Next up, Iyo Sky. She does this super dope video package. Like she's underwater, she's speaking Japanese, and she's just talking about how she's gonna be the queen of the ring, all this good stuff. She lost. I didn't expect her to lose. This match was good though; it was really good. Iyo Sky was in her bag. A lot of near falls. She went to go for a couple of moonsaults, but they weren't working. Lyra kept getting out of it. She hit one last one, and she moved out the way. She hit whatever her finisher is, the Reckoning, no, the Nightwing. That's what it's called, and she got the win. So that was interesting. Uh, Iyo Sky got on the mic for like 10 seconds, and she was speaking in Japanese. I don't know what she said. She probably was cussing out in Japanese, but she gave her moment. She was like, "Hey, I'm going to be the queen." She's not, but she might. I don't know. I don't think she is though. But that was good. That was good stuff. It's good to have Lyra Valkyria. It's good that she's they're making her they're letting her swim with the big sharks, man. She's in this tournament. She beat Dakota Kai. She beat Iyo Sky. Now she's gonna have probably Nia Jax. She's gonna get a good showing. I don't think she's gonna win. I think Nia, the stuff that Nia's been doing, it's cool that she's gonna get some love. But yeah, good one for Lyra. And then she had a pep talk with Becky Lynch before the match. It was like, "Hey, show those Irishmen how we do it." Everybody was congratulating her at the end, and then she runs into to 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 live, and she was like, "Oh, congratulations on your win! Good stuff for you." Uh, it was like, but there's just one thing. with that ungrateful bitch, Becky Lynch. She was like, "Oh, speaking of the devil," and then she turned around. She was like, "Where?" And then she turned back around. Liv popped her, which was hilarious. And then she did some weird evil laugh as she was leaving. It was hilarious. But yeah, that was good stuff. Next up, tag team title match. Truth was talking to uh, Pierce about the title match that they have tonight. Miz was like, "Oh," he's like, it's a lot of them versus us. Plus, you got Carlito." And then Truth was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's cool. I got Andre the Giant to help me." And then Vince was like, I don't hate. I hate to break it to you, but Andre's dead, or he's gone." He was like, "Gone, gone where? I just saw him. He was here." He's like, "No, he's okay, okay." So as Truth was leaving, he was like, "Hey, Andre, if you're there, man, I would really like your help for realsies because there's a lot. There's gonna be a lot of them." And they did a Judgment Day thing backstage, and he's telling about everybody how good they were doing and stuff like that. And he was telling Carlito, "Hey, Ernie keeps here." He's like, "Last week you did good, but you need more than that." He was like, "Yeah, I got you. Don't worry." He was like, "All right, good, good." So they have the match. It's good, good, solid back and forth match. Honestly, look, I love Truth, but I'm already tired of the tag team title reign. But it seems like we're gonna get maybe another team that can save the division again, like they've done in the past. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, there's good back and forth stuff. Uh, Judgment Day getting involved, and then when they got the momentum, Carlito comes out, and it just looked like of course, they have the upper hand, and then Bron was Andre the Giant, if anybody was wondering. So he took out Carlito. He was running around chasing everybody. In the end, I think Truth hit him with a AA because he grew up loving John Cena as we all did. Well, I did in like the later John Cena era, that the U.S. title challenge, open challenge John Cena. That's what we're talking about right there. Or the Thugonomics John Cena. That was what we're talking about. That's good stuff. Or 2006 John Cena when he had the stuff with Edge. That was also good stuff. But anyways, um, here's some AA for the win. They're congratulating him. Crowd's going crazy. I hate the "What's Up" thing that he does with Miz because Miz, who I like Miz. He cool and everything, but man, he is so white. He is be offbeat. The off. I hate it all. I don't like it. But that was all good stuff. And then they go back again backstage, and he was talking about. He was like, "Oh, what was that? Trash. What is going on?" I was like, and then Dom was like, "Hey, JD was the one who was supposed to handle Braun Strowman, the Braun Strowman problem." He was like, "I did. I told him to stay out our business and didn't do it." And it was like, "You guys got to get it together." And then Finn Balor got in kind of, he kind of got in his little, his old days. He was like, "Hey, he's right. He was like, we got to get together." He was like, "We're supposed to be the Judgment Day. We're over here acting like failures." He was like, "JD, you need to go in the office right now and handle Braun Strowman." He was like, "Yeah, I got you." He's like, "All right, let's get it together." Interesting stuff going on with Judgment Day. More interesting stuff going on, but they were doing some backstage, the stuff that I was saying with Jey Uso, and he was coming out the car. I think he was doing an interview or something like that. Liv Morgan and Finn Balor walks out the car the same way. Just saying. Becky Lynch comes out. Becky Lynch is talking about, "Hey, congratulations, Liv. You done all this good stuff, but you haven't beaten me." Stuff that she said last week. Liv kind of Liv came out. I gotta talk about what she was saying because she was kind of um, spitting some facts, saying she only cares about herself. She doesn't care about the crowd. Um, and then she says that she was gonna fight her, but then says, "Nah, I'm not gonna fight you." Cry about it, which was hilarious. Um, yeah, I think this was a good segment for Liv because Becky's the one that's always talking and stuff like that. So And then Liv, she's kind of all right with her speaking skills, but this got her a little chance to talk more on the mic because I still think that she's gonna win. And the stuff that she's doing with like Lyra Valkyria might be like her first feud after that. So that'll be interesting to see. So that'll be in June. Maybe she might defend against Becky in a rematch or maybe a triple threat. And then go on to SummerSlam. Maybe Rhea will be back there then and they have that match at SummerSlam. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with all of that. Um, yeah, so Becky was talking about caring about the people. Liv was saying, I don't care about these other women. I barely care about you. My only purpose I care about is the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour that she's saying. So, yeah, and basically I think Liv is going to beat Becky because Becky's literally her whole thing with this whole feud is, yeah, you've beaten a lot of people, but you haven't beaten me yet. You have not, there's all the times we faced each other one on one, you haven't beaten me. And that's pretty much the story. So, yeah. Next up, Fatal Four Way number one contenders match. Shayna and my girl Zoe Stark. They're backstage. They're getting prepared, and then Shayna turns and she goes, "Well, look who it is! It is my girl Sonya Deville. Let's go! Let's go! Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville. Let's go! I love Sonya Deville. Love Sonya Deville. Love Sonya. I love Sonya. Ah, she's so fun. But she likes women. She's married. I like women too. Anyways, nah, for real, for real. I love Sonya Deville. I think she's great. Before she got injured, she was in a tag team with Chelsea Green, who's in a tag team with Piper Niven. So now that Sonya's back, maybe she's trying to pull some strings. Pull some strings. We'll see what has going on. Maybe she'll go to SmackDown too and be like, "Hey, that's my girl, Piper Niven." Maybe see what's going on. Maybe Sonya Deville, evil genius, is trying to she likes to think ahead, and maybe she's gonna try to forge some type of super female empowerment stable and stuff like that. That she's the figurehead of, which would be great stuff because we love those. But yeah, that was good stuff. So it was Shayna and Zoe who won versus Maxine and Ivy Nile. Damage controls. Dakota Kai and Kyrie Sane and Katana and Chance. Maxine Dupree is showing out every week. I love her kip up she does. Her kip up is cool. Uh, Kaden, I think Chance and Carter are probably still the best tag team on Raw. Uh, yeah, I think now that Iyo lost and Asuka right now is injured, I think they're gonna maybe go with. It'll be interesting to see if they go with Sky Pirates as a tag team now. They do Kyrie and Iyo, Sky Pirates. Have them be in a tag team division. Maybe they'll have Asuka when she comes at. Maybe she'll be in a big title condition, and then maybe they'll have Dakota Kai maybe in like the mid card. Maybe they'll have her in NXT. Maybe they'll do mid card tag titles or mid card women's title. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I kind of think maybe they'll do like if Asuka comes back and she's gonna be like that main person, like the main top dog. Maybe they'll have uh, Dakota like somebody whoever wins, like maybe Soruka wins like the inaugural North American Women's title, and then Dakota Kai come from Damage Control and they'll fight over it. And maybe Dakota Kai wins. I don't know. And then maybe she can treat it like a mid card title. She goes to all three brands defending it. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what goes on with that. But Shayna and Zoe win. And then in the background, I think somebody is doing an interview. And while they're talking, like in the background, they have Sonya talking to Shayna and Zoe. So maybe whatever she's pitching, hey, whatever Sonya's pitching or selling and pitching, count me in. Finally, is the main event. It is Jey Uso versus Gunther. Gunther did like an empty arena match. He was saying, "Hey Jay, uh, these people. I will say these people love you, and I told you a couple of months ago that you can't thrive off the crowd, and they can't help you." And he was like, "I was wrong. Hey, I admit I was wrong. They do help. They can help you, and nobody might be more over than you right now. You control the people, but when that bell rings, you can't lace my boots." It's pretty much what he said. He said, "Hey, you almost had me that one time, but I'm gonna make sure, no doubt in my mind, I will be crowned king of the ring, the ring General." Somewhere else, Ludwig Kaiser, he was also talking that trash. He was talking trash about Sheamus. He said, "Hey, at least Jey Uso, at least he comes back for the fight. Unlike Sheamus, who's hiding in his house. He's not about this life. That's tough. So they're gonna get a Sheamus Ludwig Kaiser match, and that match is gonna be great." And then somewhere else, Drew McIntyre, uh, he was he was just on the show talking about CM Punk, talking about Damian Priest. So Damian Priest's next challengers could be interesting. Could be Braun Strowman because he's interfering and stuff like that. And then Drew McIntyre. I think Priest beats Braun in a Raw main event. That'll be his second title defense, and then he drops it to Drew. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's going to be a thing. Um, Elsewhere, um, one more thing happened. The Jew stuff. I feel like there was one more backstage. Oh, there was one more thing. So one more thing that happened backstage. Sami Zayn, he was beaten up from the match, and then my boy Brunson Reed was like, "Hey, bro, you can't keep doing this." He was like, "You worried about him? You need to be worried about me. I'm your focus. Because as soon as you slip up, I'm taking that title from you." He was like, whatever. And then Otis comes, and then Sammy's berating Otis. Was like, "Man, come on, man. I thought you was better than that." And Otis was like, "Man, I'm sorry." And he was like, "I know you are. It's all good." It's like, "Hey, but you gotta leave him alone, man, because those people they're behind you, and he's just holding you back." And he walks away. And then Chad Gable's backstage, and he's talking to Alpha. He's talking to the Creeds. They're talking wrestling, whatever wrestling stuff, and they're just laughing with him. And then Otis comes to him. He's like, "Oh, there's my number one guy." He's like, "I'll catch up with you guys later. Hey, think about that stuff we talked about." So good stuff. So he was like, "Where you been?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was apologizing to Sammy." He was like, "Apologize to Sammy? Why would you do something stupid like that?" And he thought about it. He was like, "Oh, to make him think that you feel sympathy for him, and then let his guard down and not come and swoop in. Oh, that's why you're not a number one guy." Oh, I love Chad Gable. I love Chad Gable. He's so good. It was like, "All right, I got your stuff, your Saudi stuff, everything prepared for Saudi. Remember the plan." He was like, "Yes, coach." He was like, "What?" He was like, "Yes, coach." He was like, "No, I need to hear you say it. By any means necessary." Otis is going to cost Chad Gable. They're going to beat up Otis, probably Tozawa, and Creed Brothers is going to join the the Chad Gable. Some cool stuff where Chad Gable, when he was in the ring after Otis won, they were booing Otis, and then when his music was playing, they were doing the angle "You suck, dun, 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 you suck." Dun, 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 dun. So, so happy, so happy. It's good stuff. So, yeah. So then after that was the main event. Shout out Mark Henry. Um, Jey Uso, he was coming. He was saying, "Hey, all that talk you talking, Us, ain't don't mean nothing." He was like, "The last time you beat me, it was all luck. It was because of my brother, but now I gotta get you back, Us." And he banged on the thing. He come up. He was talking. He was walking. He was like, "Man, you look good. I stay drip." And now play my music. Ooh, ooh, so the crowd was going crazy for him. Or they still got the Bray Wyatt. Me, Oos, they want this. Just me, Oos, they want this. So that was all. That was all great stuff. Yeah, his entrance was great. This match was really good. I thought this match was great. I think this match was probably the best match on the card. Honestly, it's either this one or the Sammy uh, Gable one, but I think this match clears that one. They gave him time. Oh, the Lyra Valkyria Iyo match was actually really good too. So I'll give this match number one, then the Iyo match number two, and then the Sammy match number three. But yeah, this was good stuff. Again, people talk about Jey Uso. All he does is super kicks. He only did the super kick towards the end. That was it. He didn't do no more super kicks. He did a Samoan drop from the top of the turnbuckle. Oh my God, Gunther was chopping his chest like crazy. His whole chest was red. It looked like he had bleeding going on from inside of his chest. Oh, it was physical. Whoo. This was all good stuff. He was working on his shoulder the whole time. Uh, Boston, this is a match you gotta just go watch. It was good stuff. Um, in the end, uh, Gunther was hitting all his finishers that he normally wins with. The top rope splash, Jey kicks out. The power bomb, Jey kicks out. Clothesline. He was putting him in the crab. Jey was getting out of it. Then Jey finally hits the super kick. A couple super kicks. Hits a spear for two. And then he goes on the top. Uh, for So I think he spears Gunther. He spears Gunther, but like also knocks the ref out the way. And then he goes for the top for a splash. Kind of sells it a little bit, and then he covers him. But it was only two. That slight hesitation cost Jey because he goes for it again. Uh, uh, Gunther gets up, gets out, got him in a chokehold, and Jey passes out. And that match was over. As soon as that match out, he passes out. Match was, and then they ended that show. So this was the second week that it was a finals, and it got cut short. They did that with Gunther and Sheamus. That was the main event. It got cut short. This match got cut short. The match from last week got cut short, which was I think if they gave him a little time, this could have been a range, but still a good match. So Gunther's definitely winning. Prediction: Randy Orton's going to beat Tamatonga. And so that was good stuff. But yeah, that was the show. I think we're getting King Gunther from Raw, and I think we're getting Queen Nia Jax from SmackDown. I think she's gonna be one-legged Bianca. She's gonna take full advantage of it, and she's gonna get that W. So yeah, good stuff. What do you guys think of the show? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.